Good morning, family and friends, and welcome to the Woke Nation. How are you doing? It's a new day, it's a great day, it's our day of joy, our day of exploring and enjoying life, because that's what we are born to do, to explore and enjoy life. And so we are a new day. Yesterday, when I was driving to work, I shared with us what I titled "A Lost People of Africa." So this is the second part of it because I didn't have enough time to finish what I was talking, but we had the first part of it, you know, how Africans lost their land and their mind. You know, so they didn't lose their land by maybe another god overcoming their god or their gods and goddesses. Our ancestors had gods and goddesses, which were their ancestors. It were not imaginary beings. It were their parents, their dead parents that they honored as gods and goddesses. And they see themselves as the living gods and goddesses, right? Before the invaders came, and they conquered our ancestors with weapon, not with God, not with any spirituality, not with any religion. They did not overcome our ancestors with God, but with weapon. So after the defeat, then they mentally enslaved our ancestors, causing them to lose their mind through religion, the religion of Christianity. But the first religion was Islam, before Christianity, and then Judaism. And today you see many Africans saying they are Jews, they are Christians, they are Muslims, because they lost their mind. That's why. So they have been indoctrinated and brainwashed. In other words, mentally enslaved to be a lost people, a people that will not fight for their freedom, because the religion they embrace teaches them to leave vengeance to God or for God. So God is the one that will punish their enemies. God is the one that will punish their enslavers. God is the one that will punish their oppressors, which is wrong. God does not do, God cannot do anything in this world. As I said yesterday also, that there is no God in heaven that can do anything on earth. It is people that will do all that. So I want to speak like the second part of it, which is focusing in our villages as Africans. So although I've been measuring on my own tribe, the Igbo tribe, where I know at least to some extent our the tradition and the culture we have now, and what religion has done in our land. The religion has destroyed our culture and tradition, because that was the purpose of bringing religion in Africa, to destroy African tradition and culture and make Africans people that don't know themselves. They lost people. That's why I say a lost people of Africa. Africa is a family. Africa is a people. Before they came, conquered and enslaved Africa. So bring the picture of your village. If you are from Africa, I want you to bring the picture of your village and tell us what religion has done in your village. You know, most of the things you call your tradition and culture today is not, because they came with the Europeans. The Europeans infiltrated and messed up our own culture and tradition. And many of us grew up with that false tradition and culture, thinking that is our tradition and culture. We have to go back to who we were before the invasion. I didn't say before the slave trade. I said before the invasion, when they invaded us originally in Kemet, in Ethiopia, in Nubia, you know, before Songhai were they were, I think, the newer ones. But understand where they drive us out from, which they call Middle East today. Okay, it's not just Egypt, it's not just Ethiopia, it's not just Nubia. So understand where we came from. But the main thing is for you to know how great our ancestors were then before the foreign invasion. So in our villages, you see what is going on. Religion, especially the religion of Christianity. Remember what I say, my tribe, the Igbo tribe, most of us are Christians in Igbo tribe. So we have only few traditionalists, but Christianity has dominated everywhere. If you go to our marketplace, you look around you, you must see big church belonging to Catholic Church or Anglican Church. You see, those people, they are criminals. They know how to do it the same way you go to market. Now they build church. You go to market, you go to church. The same way you prepare to go to market or to buy something for your family, you go to church where you spend money for their God. So you make money in the market, you go to that church and drop it. They are very, of course, Christianity, all the religion, they are capitalists, as some people call it. So they come to take from you. Giving you little thing, you think they're going to know that there's no blessing. Christianity did not bring any blessing in our land. What they brought was curse. And that's why you see our people suffering there with all their faith in their God. For example, how about village meeting? Village people decide to do something. And you see people who are Christian in that village saying, oh, the time they put it is not good for us. Because of their time, the religious people, they want it to be the time that suit them. It does not conflict with their church program. The church is supposed to be under the people, not the people under the church. But because Christianity has gained ground in that village, most people that we attend the meeting are Christians. So the priests, the pastors has already been controlling those people. So what the village elders want to do, or the village people, especially the young ones, want to do, does not matter to them, because they don't want to miss heaven. Heaven they have not seen. Heaven they cannot see. Heaven they will never go. But they believe it exists because of what? Indoctrination and brainwash. Or brainwashing. So you see them now, family meeting, the things that the villagers are supposed to do to better themselves, they are not serious about that. Rather, you see them, the church people, they want to do it to please their church. Oh, their Mother Mary, their God, their Jesus. They are not even thinking about themselves. Because that's what religion brought. Religion brought division. They divided the people, so the people cannot join hands again to build themselves up. Rather, they join hands separately to build different denominations they belong to. So how about family meeting or family care, which is the core of our existence, because that's where we came from. Without that family you came from, you won't be here today. But even parents, they don't care about their family anymore. They don't gather to talk about their family. The only time they gather about their family to care is time for prayer. They gather the family, let us pray. They pray. Maybe after prayer, they begin to talk, this. You already mess up the whole thing. You cannot speak, you cannot think for yourself, because you already sold your brain. You have sold your brain to that imaginary being which corrupts your brain. You cannot think for yourself. You are thinking in line of what the book say. The book that was written thousands of years ago. And you are not driving your new car with old manual of the same car you are driving, like Mercedes. You are driving your new Mercedes car with the new manual. You are not driving it with 1990 manual or 1980 something Mercedes manual. Every new car comes with new manual. But look at your life. You say you have a new life in Christ Jesus, but you are going to the Bible, written thousands of years ago. When it comes to religion, it rots your brain. You don't think. You say your God is alive, but you are running to a book written thousands of years ago. Your God is not alive to speak to you currently. Family meeting, family care has been swept under the rug. We don't care about that. I mean, our parents. If parents don't care about their family, why are you expecting children to care about their family? The parents that leave their children and go to church, all he knows is all he or she know, the father or mother, all they know is their position in the church, how they will be good people. So when they die, the church will do so thing. They leave their family for church meeting. They leave their children for church meeting. And when their children grow up, they want those children to treat them well. No way. How many parents has taught their children or teaching their children about their own parents, about their own grandparents? No, what they are teaching their children is what? Bible. Everyone. It is hardly for you to see a man or a woman from Igbo land that don't know how to quote Bible, well, even if it's native doctor. All of them, because they teach us that. Our parents never taught. I don't know. What do I know about my grandfather? I don't know. My father never teach me that. My father taught me about Abraham, taught me about the characters in the Bible. That's why he's upset now that I'm no longer a Christian. Because he wanted to, but my life is a proof that train a child in the way he will go. When he grow, he will not depart from it. Now lie. I departed from it. My parents trained me in the way I should go, which is the way of the foreigners, the way of the white man, in the name of Christianity. I grew up, I refused to go that way. I decided to go the way of my ancestors, the old ancient way, the right way. The way before spirituality, the way before religion, the way of science. That is the way I have chosen, and that is the way of facts, putting facts over faith. My parents brought me up in the way of faith, but I grew up and departed from that way to the way for the way of facts. If it's not factual, it's not for me. That's why you see many things Dabaru messed up in our land, in our villages. And you think, oh, your ancestors is the one responsible, that is devil. It's not your ancestors. It's not the devil. It's the religion you have embraced. Religion of Christianity, religion of Islam, religion of Judaism. Those are foreign religions. They are destroying you. At least if you believe in having religion, why not have African spirituality? That is the religion of people that came from you. It is not foreign. African spirituality is is a religion also, but it's African way. And it will work for you Africans. Christianity will never work for you. Islam will never work for you. Judaism will never work for you. African spirituality will work for you. That's why they turn it into devil. They say, don't go there. But in your language, you have no word for God. You have no word for the devil. You have no word for all those nonsense Christianity taught you, Islam taught you. But because you don't know the real history of your own ancestors, you embrace their colonized history, their lying history as the truth. Somebody also inboxed me and asked me to talk about Ngozi Ezeonu's daughter marriage, where they said the father caused the marriage of the daughter because the mother is the one that gave her hand in marriage without the consent of the father. You see, that's what, even when I was a Christian, when I went to marry, you know, that issue of the woman will not be there when they're talking about the marriage of her own daughter she carried in her womb. I said, no, the woman's supposed to be around. Why not? But understand what marriage is all about. If you don't understand marriage, you will keep making the same mistakes some of our ancestors did, and some people continue in it. When it comes to marriage, marriage is a cultural thing. If you belong to a people, if you come for a people, you have to follow their culture. If you don't want to follow their culture, then whatever happens to you is you. But the issue of cursing your child, don't do that. Don't curse your child or your children for anything. Even if they disobey you, don't curse them. I don't support anyone cursing their child or their children. Why are you cursing them? Because they don't listen. Live your life. When you understand that you don't own your children, They are just in this universe with you. That they come through you doesn't mean you will not come through them tomorrow. But many things has been messed up. Many things we call our culture is bullshit. Any marriage that the father and the mother is not there when they are alive, both of them supposed to be there since both of you accepted it. But as a people, in my tribe where I came from, woman is not the one that give her daughter's hand in marriage. The man does that. The woman have her own part to play also. There is no competition in that culture. But today, because Christianity has messed up many things, women think that African family structure or African family marriage is what? They say it is slavery. It is not. You have to understand. I spent some time today to educate some of my co-workers today, African Americans. I said, when you hear about polygamy or all this in Africa, you have to understand what Africans never have man and woman marriage. It is two-family marriage. So that if the man messes or can't take care of the woman, the family will take care of the woman. And if the one is messing up, what the family will stand against that woman. But today, that you see a wife stabbing their husband. It never happened among us before. I said, do you know what it takes to marry a wife in my tribe? For you to have two. You think somebody will just give you their daughter. Say, okay, you want to marry, okay, go. No, it is not just sex. It's not just having children. It's a family union. But people don't know that. They think that marriage is just looking for, you know, some people, even my daughter said that last time. He said, it is men who want to be having sex, you know, they are not. And I say, no, don't listen, it's not. It's culture. If you go a place where they have many women and a few men, I mean, many men and few women, of course, one woman do marry more than one husband. It's not always about, a woman's body is not made for the pandem every time you're having sex with that body. That body is where you were made. It's where we come through. We come through that body. Even the God they gave you in Christianity, he could not bring his son except he went through a 13-year-old girl. My daughter said, oh, Mary was 13. I said, yes. She said, that's nasty. Of course. Because there was time a woman of 8 years got married, 9 years got married. But all people think it's sex. It's not sex about marriage. Marriage is also part of helping a poor family. A poor man have a beautiful daughter. A rich man will marry his daughter and help that family because he becomes part of that family. They have not taught you the rules behind African marriage structure. But you are running your mouth because you watch American film or you see how Americans behave. You say you want to be there. You don't know Americans behave like that and they can divorce anytime. In African family structure, there was no divorce. Before you are divorced, you know, oh man, divorce. Nobody was talking about divorce. Because they were living as a people. The woman misbehaved. Instead of you killing the woman or divorcing the woman, she's in the family. You can marry, and if you have what it takes, you can marry another wife. And also a man can marry a woman who got out of wedlock, or out of wedlock, as they said, that is not married, but she got pregnant. And everybody's running away from her. A man can marry her as the second wife or third wife and take care of her. But you don't know all that. All you think when you mention marriage, sex. Sex. He's cheating on me. He's cheating on me. Oh man, all men are dogs. If men are he dogs, women are she dogs. Period. Understand that religion has destroyed our family structure. That's why we are a lost people. We are no longer living as a people. We are living as slaves, as a people conquered, as a people enslaved, as a people forced to embrace what their ancestors did not know anything about. And they're living it as the truth. Leaving your family for one religion, for one church, whatever reason you have for that, shows you are a slave, and you are saying that slave. How about burial? Burial today. Somebody died in a family. They are waiting for the church or for the priest to come and confirm or say how it will go. Before you say the day of burial, you have to consult the priest or the pastor. It is now the church order. It is not the Christian order. It is no longer our own tribal way of burying the dead. The dead die, now they rush it to the mortuary and begin to talk with the church, not even with kinsmen. The only time they look for kinsmen is when it's time to dig the grave. They look for sufferhead people among their kinsmen to come and dig it. The priests don't dig the grave. The pastors don't dig the grave. Because they're supposed to, even what they tell you they can do, they cannot do that. Jesus, they say they preach and tell them to raise the dead. They make you rush that dead body to mortuary. But our ancestors, they never buried the dead. Oh, it's dead. No, they leave it for 24 hours. Because they believe that the spirit of that person may still be around. Maybe you just when you wandered away in your dream and you come back, when you get up, you say you are awake now. You begin to think, you remember everywhere you went in your dream. But today, somebody died, mortuary. Begin to plan for the burial, obituary, this will be announcement and all that. Oh, how many goats we will kill, how many cow we will kill, how the casket, all that. Why we have left the main thing. Look at that, our family meetings, where we're supposed to be gathering to plan how to develop ourselves and do better things for us. We abandon it for religious purposes, saying, no, it does not suit us. I'm a Roman Catholic church. I'm Anglican, I'm a Roman Catholic member. I'm an Anglican church member. I'm this member. But your family is where you're supposed to be that member. You're not supposed to be member of any religion. Family care. We don't care about our family anymore. They teach us about the love of God. We love God, we have not seen. We love Jesus, we have not seen. But how about our loved ones? We don't care. We spend money in the church to build church, but we have siblings. We have our family members that need money to start life. We tell them to keep praying. God will open way. Oh, one of your friends that travel abroad may remember you and start business for you. Oh, some of them end up stealing. Some of them end up living a life they never expected. Then burial. Somebody died. It's no longer the way we used to do it. Now burial costs you a lot of money, including the one the church will take from you. Christians will take it from you for them to come and bury your body. In your own family, where you have kinsmen, they still have to charge you. You have to pay for them to come and do that. Strangers controlling us in our land. It is called white supremacy. That's what is going on. I keep telling people the real white supremacy is in Africa. The white supremacy in America is a little thing. But the real white supremacy, that when you understand it, you will shed tears, is in Africa. It is white people that are still controlling Africa. When there is no African leader in Africa as we speak. All the African leaders are under the influence of foreign powers. Except, is it the one in Rwanda, the one that said that doing clean, but they will kill him if he continue. They will. They have killed many people like that. Many African leaders, true African leaders that rise up, say, you know what? We will build ourselves. No, you're not building yourself, because if Africans rise up to build themselves, white people will stop taking our gold, oil, and diamond, which is the real God they worship. Their God will never set you free, Africans. The God that the foreigners gave to us in Christianity, in Islam, in Judaism, that God will never set us free. Their Jesus will never set us free. Their religion will never set us free. No matter, oh, Islam is light, Jesus is the way, or it's all lies. They can never set you free. Use your life as an example. You see, when Ebola came to Africa, you know how they were behaving to African people. Now, coronavirus did not originate from Africa. China, right? Have you seen anyone praise Africans that black people are not getting that shit like that? Their activities will never set you free. The slave master can never be that stupid to teach you to know what he knows or to be like him. They want you to be under because that's what makes them master. They make you their slaves. But you must set yourselves free, Africans. Start by knowing yourself. Do you know who you are? For those of you that believe in spirituality, then do you know that you are a spiritual being? How can a spiritual being living under somebody that is not spiritual? You believe spirituality, then spiritual person is supposed to be better than a natural person, as you believe. You have to know yourselves first. Know that we are people of science, people of knowledge. We are the builders that rejected the stone. They forced to become the chief cornerstone. But we will reject it again, and we never allow it to become chief cornerstone again. Think for yourselves, Africans. Stop thinking in line with the Quran, in line with the Bible, in line with the Torah. Those things are weapons of mass deception and mass destruction. That's what messes up your mind. Stop saying the holy book say, or the good book say, or the Bible say. When you are making important decisions of your life, know that they are books of lies. Know yourself, think for yourself, then follow facts, not fictions. The content of the Bible, the content of the Torah, the content of Quran, they are all fictitious. They are fictional. There is no fact in them. From cover to cover, no fact. It is a religion it's paper religion, book religion. They don't have facts. And if somebody writes a book, don't you think you can write yours too? Why are you living by theirs? Fear no God. Remember, I said these 4 things. Know yourselves. Think for yourselves. Follow facts, not fictions. Fear no God. Embrace innovation. Embrace invention. Fear will not allow you to think up new things. Fear will not allow you to invent new things. That's why they give you the fear of God. See the lie. They tell you that fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. It's a big lie. The fear of God is the beginning and the cementing of bondage. If you have fear of God, it will be hard for you to be set free. But when you kill that fear, innovation, new ideas begin to come. You set yourself free and you begin to know what to do to be a person. The main thing is the key. Keep educating yourselves, Africans, and we will no longer be a lost people. We will find ourselves and return back to our land to live again as gods and goddesses. Peace.